open a new blank project. Okay, when we used to see a new project, you see there are various ways by which various ways to create a new project. You can create a blank project. You can use a template which you have used like sometime recently. You can have your own templates. You can use those templates to create your project plan. If you have an existing project and the new project is very similar to existing project, you can use that project plan to create a new project. If you have some list of tasks or list of resources and some information in Excel workbook, you can start your project taking tasks and resources from that Excel. Think of a smooth importing of information into a MS project. So even after like you import the information from Excel, still you have to retrofit into MS project to put it into the proper form. If you have a SharePoint implemented in your organization and you are using it for, you can create a project plan by connecting to the SharePoint and fetching all those tasks into your project plan. And there are standard templates which are available at office.com, that's the Microsoft Office site. You can use some of any of those template to quick start your project plan. But because we have to learn everything, we will create a blank project. Initially, there is a timeline which come over here and some this task. So what I will do right now, I will switch off this timeline. We will bring it up when we use it. So we'll get a little more space here. Now to start the project, we need to take care of a couple of things, and we should go systematically on those, because starting is important as such to have a good project. So we are seeing a good project in future. So the first thing which you need to do is set some options. Now setting these options will help you to make this file, project file, talking the same language you talk. Okay, for example, if you are managing the currency in US dollars, or you change the currency to dollar, or Indian rupees, then you put it into the Indian rupees. Okay, well, Venkat, we have just started actually. So I have just created a new project, and I'm just trying to set what we should do when we create a new project. So first thing, we should set up the options, and what are the various things which you can do in the options is you go to the file and open the option. Now in the journal, what you can change is basically the date format, date format. If the current date format is not suitable to you, I think for us it's fine, absolutely. So go ahead without changing it. Go to the display tab. In the display tab, the important thing which you can change is the currency. If you do not want to use US dollar, you are in the project, you are not using US dollar or maybe Indian rupees, then you can go to INR and use the rupees. Okay, now this important thing is that you see this is coming in display. Okay, so this currency change is not actual currency change. There is no currency converter available in this project. It's just a matter of display and letting me know or others know that we are maintaining our budget and expenses in this currency. That's all, nothing else. So if you change the currency, no numbers will change. The number will remain same, only the currency symbol will change. Okay, we'll maintain the US dollar as such for now. Now switching to the third tab, that is the schedule. There are many options available and we will talk about those options. Okay, the first thing is that you can decide on which day you are starting the your week. So it doesn't matter as such. You can define your fiscal year, that is the financial calendar year, and on which month it is starting. So that it is easier to calculate the cost on a financial calendar. No other thing as such attached to it. You can define your start time and end time. As such, it does not make much difference. What makes difference is number of hours in a day. So at many places, the 8 is the most common, but at many places have like 7.5, some places is 8.5, some places is 9 hours. Based on the company and number of weekends, and on various ground these hours are changing. So if the hours are changing, please change the hours. Now once you change these hours here per day, what is expected, nothing else will change. So it will not, if I change from 9 to 8 to 9, it will not become 40 to 45, because there are various permutation combinations are possible. So if you want to make it 40, if it is become 9 hours and you are working for 5 days a week, it becomes 45. You have to put it at 45 like this. It will not automatically happen. Okay, we'll maintain the default one, but this is what, if the number of days in a month normally are 20, but it could be more or less. It could normally they are more. Some organizations have Saturday working. So in that case, it is 24 hours, 24 days. Some organizations have half Saturday working. It becomes 22. Some organizations, instead of taking 20 as common, they take 21 as common. So based on that, you can change these. Now this will, what it will impact? It will impact the calculation of the the efforts. So suppose you have put it 8 hours here, and you, for a task, you say it takes 7 hours. The task is of 7 hours. It means the task will finish in the same day. But if you say the task will take 9 hours, it means it will overflow to the next day, because one day there are only 8 hours. If you make it 9 hours and give 9 hours to a task, then it will finish on the same day. This is how it is. Similarly here. That's the only thing which will impact, nothing else. Now moving to this, so normally you need not to change this, but if your organization is not following these standards, their standards are different, then you must change them. Otherwise, the project plan you will prepare will be different and people will be working differently. And that's the basic idea of setting these options first, that lets this project file run as the organization is running. All the things default in the organization should be default in this project file as well. Now, third thing is, we say the new tasks created are manually scheduled. Up to version 2007, we used to have only auto scheduled. This manually scheduled thing have been inserted in 2010 only. Now till the time I schedules, we will keep it auto scheduled. So I will later part, I will explain what is manually scheduled, and then we will see that when to use this. So we'll maintain them as auto schedules. The other things are that unit. So in what unit we will enter our days and duration and the work. So work is normally equivalent to efforts. Default is days and hours. Until we have some reason we to change, will not change them. But normally sometimes people do, like, it depends upon what type of project you have. The project is very big, like a 5-year plan. You will be considering in days, you will be considering in weeks. Every task will be, you will be talking in weeks. If you're talking about the task in weeks, you change this duration to from days to weeks, so that you can enter in weeks without any calculation. If your efforts you are putting are in days instead of hours, you put them in days or weeks, whatever it is. So whatever in journal you are using in your project, you please use the same units here, so that it becomes comfortable to work with this project. These things I will explain later, but one thing I will tell you, that new tasks are effort driven. Now it is checked or unchecked. It depends upon, are we going to plan our project based on efforts or based on duration. So when we decide this, we will check or uncheck it. You just remember it. Right now we just leave it like this. Okay, the rest of the things we should not update right now. These things are important right now. So other things are goes little advanced, so we'll stick to our fundamentals right now. Okay, then there are proofing, saving related options.
Vivek, one question here.
Yeah.
This checkbox which you just told, new tasks
yes,
are defined in effort. If it is not checked, that means we are selecting duration.
Yeah, by default we are by default the duration is the way to estimate. So these three things, if we have changed the date format, or we are good to go. Okay, now you see that earlier it was new task or auto scheduled. They become, earlier it was manually scheduled, become auto scheduled. You can change that option from here also. If I make it option manually scheduled, it will change in the option also. But right now we will keep them as auto schedule. Okay, that is the first thing. The second thing, because the scheduler, MS Project is a scheduler, and scheduler's main responsibility or main task is take care of the time. Therefore, setting up the right calendar is very important, because the calendar will decide your timeline. So we'll go to the project and open this change working time. Change working time is all about calendars, and we will set up the calendar what our organization follows or what we follow. So if there is a holiday, we should mark that holiday here, so that tasks should not get scheduled on those days. Right? Tasks should not get scheduled on those days. So if our organization's timings are different, we should set similar timings here. If our organization working half Saturday, then we should set up half Saturday here. If our organization is observing some holidays, we should mention those holidays. So you will see there are two tabs here. One is exception and other is work week. Exception is to mark holidays which are coming once in a year, and work week is something change in the timing on a week-on-week basis, like every Saturday is half day, or every day we are observing 9 hours. So this is everyday change or every week-on-week changes. Regular changes are here and irregular changes are here. Before that, these are three basic calendars which we say base calendars: 24 hours, night and standard. So 24 hours means there is no break. Night shift means night working, day break. Standard means day working and night break. So normally we keep the standard calendar. We can also create new calendars, which we will see later, that how we can make new calendars and how we can utilize them. But right now we select the right standard calendar and mark some holidays there. Right? So what are the holidays coming up? Any holiday coming up? Normally May Day is, 1st May is normally a Labor Day, which is normally a holiday. So I will show you how to mark this. So you click on May 1st and say it is Labor Day, or say May Day, something, anything. So this is marked as holiday. So this is 2 is 8 to 12, 1 to 5, while the first is a non-working day. Similarly, you can mark holidays for other date also. So if there is any other date, what is that? The 15 is already right. Okay, so 15 is also marked as holiday. Right? So this way we can mark as many holidays as we have, so that task should not get delayed on this, should not get scheduled on those days. Now this is important because if task gets scheduled on this day and people are not going to work, it means we are committing some deadlines to our customer which are not going to happen. Now how we can change the work week? How we can change the work week is like, suppose I am observing half Saturday on some day in our organization. So I will go to the work week, select this, say details, select Saturday, and there are three options: use project default time, which is anyway by default, set days to non-working time, working time. Yes, that's what I want, and I will put at 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. right, and that becomes half day. Currently it is shown as holiday, and as okay, it becomes a working day. And so this is non-working day. This is 8 to 12, 1 to 5. This is 8 to 12, 1 to 5. This is only 8 to 12 every Saturday. Right? So what on a week or every day is supposed to happen, we can set here. But currently I will keep this as holiday. I just cancel this. Okay. Now this is a setup of the calendar. The calendar setup is very important. Before you schedule your project or start working on the project plan, please set up your calendar. And before you set up your calendar, please set up the right options. Okay. And the third thing before you start up is give a start date. Decide on you are going to do forward planning or backward planning, and set up the or select the correct project calendar. This is project information, right, in the project tab. Open this. You will see the dialog box. You will see start date. And this start date is, you can set up any start date. Suppose I want it to start on 20th May, the project, or maybe 27th, whatsoever. Suppose 20th May. So I will select 20th May. Now you see that schedule from, there are two options here: schedule from start date or finish date. Schedule from start date means I will give here a start my end date. Project schedule from finish date means I will give finish date here, and when I work out the project I will work out a start date. Now normally I suggest use the forward planning because that's how we will think. It doesn't make any difference either you are doing forward planning or backward planning. The only difference is that if you are expecting 6 months and the total duration coming out to be 7 months, then the forward planning finish date will come 1 month later than my target date, and in case of backward planning it will go 1 month in past. But the objective is not like this. Objective is to finish the project in 6 months. So we, in either condition, we need to crash the project of 7 months into 6 months. That's what the real objective. So it doesn't matter you are doing a backward planning or the forward planning. The other thing is that you see the set in the calendar. Whatever you select here will become the project calendar. So if I select here night shift, the night shift will become project calendar. See over here, say change working time, and see the night shift become project calendar. Right? Then I go back, go into the project information, come over here, select the standard calendar. Now standard calendar will become project calendar. You see standard will become project calendar. That's how it is.